Hey chess people, here is an opening trap. So the players develop normally, white attacks pawn, black defends. White develops the bishop, hitting the weakest point. Now black plays a bad move, moving the same piece twice in the opening, and there's no good reason to do this, other than hoping that white falls victim to knight takes e5. And now black has a winning move. Queen g5. Hitting g2 and the knight on e5. Now if white captures on f7 with the fork, we will take here, hitting the rook and the pawn. And if they play bishop takes f7, we can just move the king, let's say, to e7. We're still attacking the knight. If the knight moves, we can take the bishop. We're still attacking this pawn. So white's in big trouble. Now, a sample line might be knight takes f7, queen g2, rook moves, queen takes check. If we block with the queen, we'll just play knight takes queen. If we block with the bishop, yes, we can play knight takes f2, c2, queen takes queen, and we win. But knight f3 checkmate is even better. So it's a smothered checkmate. So that's what black is hoping for when he plays a bad move like knight d4. Because it's moving the same piece twice in the opening, black isn't developing his pieces. So white can take advantage of this by swapping, for instance, and then simply castling. Now white's already castled, he's developed his bishop to the best diagonal. Black hasn't got any coordination in his pieces. He's got doubled center pawns, which isn't always a bad thing, but it's a negative thing here because he hasn't got development. And d6. d3, knight f6, c3. It undoubles black's pawn, but it's a really good move because if black takes, which he has to avoid losing a pawn, we can go like queen b3, hitting f7 again. There's not really any good ways to defend it because if we play queen e7, we're blocking in our own bishop, so we can't castle later. And if queen d7, same thing, we're blocking in the other bishop. Plus we're bringing out a queen too early without any good reason, apart from defending f7. So d5 is kind of forced. Take, bishop d6. So we give a check, so we put a rook on the open file, king f8, knight takes, knight g4, so this is some sort of kamikaze attack, hitting this. Simply h3, queen h4, and this is kind of like the last trick for black, because if we play a move like taking on g4, it's a draw now because a bishop takes cuts this square, so we're threatening check followed by checkmate. So we have to play g3, and then surprisingly this sacrifice doesn't win for black, and it's just perpetual checks forever. But after queen h4 we can play the last safety move, which is knight e4, which hits the bishop. It defends f2, threatens bishop g5, maybe even to take on g4, and it should just be game over. It should just be winning for white. So that's the problem with knight d4. But you'll probably find in GPS chess a lot of people will try this.